What I want to share with you today goes back a little ways. And I'm sharing thoughts from when we were working our way through a sermon series called Embracing the Uncertain. And I'm just going to share with you again thoughts from March 26th. Another Sunday morning, I say, when we were unable to physically gather. And if you're counting, this was Sunday number 3. I have things that I want to share with you, thoughts from this week, especially my own response to my own Lenten readings. These are completely separate from my preparations for the sermon, but you will see how the resources come together. It has a deep impact on my own heart and my thinking as the date moves forward. If you're interested in the scriptural references, they're Jeremiah chapter 11, verses 18 to 20, and John chapter 7, verses 40 through 53. The book I used for my Lenten period of personal preparation was called Wondrous Encounters, Scripture for Lent, written by Richard Rohr. He's a Franciscan monk, and I love his writings. And the readings led me to these thoughts, beginning with a slightly paraphrased quote from the devotional itself. It says, as people become more afraid and insecure, they do not know how to access their own soul. They do not know how to move to prayer. They do not know how to move toward their better instincts. Which led me towards these thoughts personally and in general that I'm going to share with you. In times of deepest insecurity, our inner life is revealed. Whatever has been or currently is our faith journey, our actual experience of God, these come out in our deepest insecurity times. In times of deepest uncertainty, we sometimes find ourselves fragile, with no strong foundation. We might be slipping about, grasping for a foothold. We might say that a crisis brings out our true colors. There can be a tendency for us to say, along with many in the crowd, don't bother me with larger wisdom. I have my smaller truths and it's all I can cling to right now. We can hide away behind our fears and insecurities, the uncertainty, instead of embracing it in a positive growth towards a deepening sense of God and His purposes. So sometimes we give in to the temptation to wallow in the shallowness, to give way to all that might be flying around us. There's tabloid journalism, there's gossip, there's fake news, there's spin and sarcasm, there's people's opinions, there's party politics, there are frightened responses. And we tend to believe and respond to almost everything we hear. Unfortunately, our human nature seems to believe the negative first. All of the things that shape our world, and certainly are shaping it during this coronavirus pandemic. In my journal on that day, I wrote in capital letters, what is my spiritual response? And I invite you to think on these things and ask yourself that same question. And I pray that your inner life will be balanced and strong while we continue to face uncertainty in these days. God bless.